You're willing to invest 20 hours, or let's say, put it this way, 5 hours of your day watching somebody else's life. How are you creating yours? How we literally started our development, just looking back at it, and I feel like this is probably how a lot of entrepreneurs start. It's like you start off with Tony Robbins, right? The whole mindset, the whole movement, right? And then you find Gary Vee, and it's like, hey, work. And then you're like, okay, I've been working. But then you get to Grant, and it's like, okay, how are you gonna use that work to multiply it into something bigger, right? And then you get to a point where now you're thinking differently. And that was literally our trajectory. And we chose to stick to Grant as a mentor, as the guy that we truly believe that is in alignment to how we perceive success, because he's actually proving and showing up every single day and actually showing his work ethic. You know, I'm not undermining Gary Vee or Tony Robbins, their work ethic, because, you know, they're awesome. But we just chose to multiply things on a different scale. So when it comes to like people that you want to listen to, people that you want to study, people that you want to really embrace, I always remember what Grant was saying. He's like, he studies Warren Buffett, right? But he studies Warren Buffett when Warren Buffett was his age, right? So if Grant is 60, he's gonna study Warren at 60, right? If I'm gonna study Grant, I'm gonna study Grant at 30.
Or what phase they are in their business, or what phase they are as far as like their net worth. Like it's like more of like the net worth, meaning like sometimes when people get super wealthy, they're talking from that point when they weren't really doing that when they were in the grind, or you know, making it happen, and the reason why they're having their success. So.
Yeah, and today is a lot easier to find anything on YouTube. You know, like literally type in entrepreneur daily life and you're gonna find like hundreds of videos. So I mean, that's where awareness comes in, and that's where focus comes in, and that's where honestly self-appreciation comes in. Because if you're willing to invest 20 hours, or let's say, put it this way, 5 hours of your day watching somebody else's life, how are you creating yours? You know, so don't just waste your life watching somebody else's. Build your own, build a structure for it, start writing things down, start writing down things that you want, and literally start implementing it. Like take action every single day to start creating something. Little successes every day will result into a huge amount of success over time. So never forget that.
Yeah, and it's important I feel like it's important to listen to one voice at a time. And you may be in a different stage of where you may not resonate with Grant at the moment. You may be a different person. But once you find that voice that resonates with where you are in that moment of development, listen to that one voice. Don't go listening to 10 other voices, you know? And so I think of like, as far as like the growth for myself personally, first of all, my parents, like just observing, it's more of observing, not really with them talking, but observing their work ethic, picking up all the great things of each one, my mom and my dad, picking that up, then playing sports. That's something that we were speaking of. Like sports allowed me to develop some type of mindset where it was like, you know, just a work ethic, a discipline. I'm not giving up. Like when you have coaches and you're playing college basketball, or, you know, like in competitive sports, like you learn to build that tolerance up, and those different types of things that develop. And then I think some key voices that I would listen to was when I was in the network marketing industry, some top leaders in that company I would just listen to, that I resonated with, that had the results, very specific, and I would follow and do the activity, and I would just day after day after day after day. And then when that person actually mentioned a voice that they were listening to, I would go look up that person. And one of the names was Bob Proctor, right? All about the mindset of like understanding more of your mind. I think mindset is so important, right? If you don't have the right mindset, if you don't continue to develop you personally develop, you will not succeed in any business that you are in. You will not succeed in any of your goals if you don't have the right mindset, because the mindset is so important to allow you to go long enough in order for you to see the fruit of the work that you're putting in, because it's not going to happen overnight. So if you're allowing, because life happens, challenges happen, distractions come, you know, all these different things are going to happen, rejection comes. Well, it's the person that can train their mind, and because they've developed and they practice to go through that, so that eventually they can stay consistent long enough to then see the results, right? So the mindset is so key. So, I mean, Bob Proctor is somebody that comes to mind as far as understanding your mindset and becoming more aware of certain paradigms, certain habits that you're already going through, so you can become aware of it and break through. And so, yeah, I mean, that was at least for me. So like Don Miguel Ruiz, Eckhart Tolle, like I started that spiritual route as far as like the awareness, getting my mindset right, practicing that, like falling and then getting back up, meaning like in my mind, like I would fall, like get emotional or whatever, all these different things, because life happens, but practicing to overcome that. So now things that happen, I don't really get shaken or distracted or get so emotionally involved where I'm quitting or take it personally or making assumptions, those different things that allow me to move forward through all the things that for the majority of people would bring them down. And then they're putting all the work in and then they quit. So I think just not quitting, like no matter how long it takes, don't quit. And you eventually will get there, no matter how long it takes. But the point is, like, that's the secret, don't quit.
And it's right when you're about to quit. It's literally when you say, this thing is not working, or I am so tired, you know? That's literally the point where God is like, if you can just go a little bit further. Like, just go a little bit further. He's like kind of whispering in your ear and you're kind of interpreting like, I'm tired, you know? But if you literally just like are aware when that breaking point is about to happen, that is the point where you can literally take off. And literally one thing can change from one day to another, because it has happened to us over and over and over again. Literally when we decided to intentionally miss our flight and be stuck in Asia, it wasn't like, oh, let me go get a new flight. You know, it was like we burned the ships, we burned everything, and we had to make something happen. So ever since that decision, honestly, it has been like, if we ever feel like tired or we ever feel like quitting, obviously there's gonna be a moment of like, blah, let it out, right? Because we're human beings. But then once you like come back to the composure of like, okay, I'm ready to get things done, it's go time, you know? And I think it's like that pickup, you know, being able to recognize like, okay, I got shut down today, how fast am I able to pick it up? I got shut down twice, 3, 4, 6, 10, 20, 24 times today. How was I able to pick it up? You know, because I think once you pick up that pickup factor, you're really able to just excel a lot faster. And speed is the essence of success.
When you lead your mind, you can lead your life, right? So right now you could be in bondage or you could be free, right? A lot of people are living in bondage in their mind, meaning they don't think that they have a choice. Like, I don't have a choice. Well, when you become aware and you start to practice these different things, now you're in control of your decisions, you're in control of your choices, you're in control of your results. Because now I can, like Isabel was saying, pick myself back up, right? After getting rejected 25 times, well, now I could say, okay, I was rejected 25 times, now let me pick up my attitude, let me pick up like this next one. I have to change my mindset of like going into the next one saying, it's gonna happen again, but I can go in and I'm gonna say, this is the one that I'm gonna actually get. So, mindset is key. Work on continuing to develop that mindset so you literally are unshakable, and all your results will happen. All your goals are gonna happen eventually. Like, it may not happen tomorrow, but it's gonna happen one night.